Hey guys, my name is Sean. Welcome to Always Pink Is Up. Here on Always Pink Is Up, we have real conversations about real topics with real people. And today we're going to hear from YouTube beauty blogger, hairstylist, and entrepreneur, Tiarra Monet. Welcome, Tiarra, to Always Pink Is Up. How are you?
Always Pink Is Up.
It's been so long. What's happening?
Just busy, going around filming.
Living your life.
Just filming.
So we're gonna jump right into it. But before we start our interview,
this guy,
he's chilling. Before we start our interview, I'm gonna say a couple of words, and you say the first word that comes to mind.
Okay.
Real simple, real easy peasy.
All right.
No pressure.
No pressure.
First one, Bronx.
Mama T.
Beauty.
Lipstick.
Struggle.
Tiarra Monet.
Happiness.
Mama T.
Success.
YouTube.
Faith.
God.
Family.
Grandma.
Black girl.
Rock.
Social media.
Oh, a lot of work.
Tiarra.
Blogger.
All right. So
how's that?
Good.
All right.
It's pretty simple.
Okay.
It's like,
all right.
Like you gotta think a little bit, but like, all right.
All right.
So you grew up in the Bronx. Tell us about growing up in the Bronx, New York, all that jazz.
I'm really grateful to have grown up in the Bronx, mainly because I feel like I was exposed to two different sides of life. Like my mom definitely made sure that I was on the block with my cousins and my family, but she also like made sure I went to fencing and tennis, and so she kept me really well rounded, and I felt like I was ready, like for real life. Like she always made sure I was ready to sit in any circle. But the Bronx is just like my roots. Like I think about it, I always pass my block and I'm like, wow, I grew up here. Like it's just crazy to like be out of it and look back at it, you know?
The Bronx normally has like a negative connotation. Like when people say, oh, I'm in the Bronx, so I grew up in the Bronx, it's like, oh my God. Yeah, so what do you have to say about that negative connotation that comes with the Bronx?
I feel like it doesn't get enough credit. Like it's like the other B. Like if it's not Brooklyn, it's like what? But I mean, it wasn't really, I didn't grow up in a really violent neighborhood. I grew up right across the street from the Bronx Zoo. So there was always police present. So there weren't any like gangs outside. Like people, it wasn't as scary as it's depicted. Like that's not the Bronx that I have, you know, memories about. But I mean, of course I could walk 3 blocks over and be in that.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know, maybe I was sheltered or my mom just knew how to keep her kids out of mess. But I didn't grow up in the Bronx, the infamous Bronx that everybody talks about. So
tell us about your academic life growing up in the Bronx, in just period.
Well, academics, it was rough. My mom, again, always made sure that I was in some sort of accelerated program or like academic excellence program, which kind of made me stand out, which kind of started the drama in school, which I think kind of propelled me to kind of be a little bit of a hermit, which benefited me because it started a YouTube channel for me. But she always kept me in like programs where I was basically challenged. Like she always made sure that I was in prep for prep. I feel like I had a really great education. I cannot complain. Like I did not grow up in the same Bronx. Like I went to great schools. I had like friends that I started kindergarten with, graduated middle school. I went to Catholic school, grade 7, and I cried to get out. Because I wanted to be like my cousins. Like I didn't want to be different. Like I didn't want to
wear the Catholic uniform.
Yeah, I was like the only one in the family. Like all my cousins went to public school. They had the same holidays. They were all like wilding out at grandma's house on Columbus Day and shit, like stuff like that. Okay. But you know, like my holidays, like I was the only one at grandma's house. So we was watching Golden Girls alone. I didn't have a buffer. Right. You know, so I begged her to get out of Catholic school and go back to public school, which I shouldn't have done. But I was a kid.
So you briefly talked about having some drama in school. Tell us about how you navigated through that and still managed to come out and, you know, matriculate.
So, like growing up, have you ever heard like you have God's favor on your life?
Yes.
And I felt like it was a curse when I was growing up. It was like no matter what I did, no matter how low key I was, how high key I was, what circle I was in, people just disliked me. And I was just like, I don't know what. Like when I was a geek and I was strictly about my numbers and getting good grades, people hated me because I was a teacher's pet. When I tried to be a badass, people hated me because I could not find a comfortable space no matter what. And it was always like, I remember growing up hearing like, you have God's favor on your life. Like people gravitate to you, but it was like that same gift as a kid, I guess because I didn't know what it was or how to use it the right way. Maybe I channeled it the wrong way. Maybe I gave off something, but I just always attracted some sort of negativity. I probably was beat up from first grade. I think my last fight was in 12th grade. Like literally graduating thumping in the lobby of my high school. Like it was bad. And it was just like no matter what, like people always wanted to fight. And when I was younger, I couldn't fight. Like I was like, what is that? Like you want to hurt me?
What does that? Like
you want to hit me? Right. Like why do you want to hit me? Right. Why do you want to pull my hair? And then I got tired.
So did the bullying in high school after you went through that was hair and makeup kind of your outlet?
Yeah, so I think hair and makeup was always an outlet for me because I was also one of those sheltered church kids. So it was like church, home, school. So the only time I really had to, I guess, be expressive or I guess kind of be in my own little space was in the bathroom. So I was always in the bathroom changing my hair. And I mean, I felt like I wanted to fit in a little. So I was like my mom didn't allow me to do a lot of things. Like I couldn't wear makeup. I couldn't get my eyebrows waxed. Couldn't wear nails. So it was like the only thing I could do was my hair. And the only thing I could do with my hair was non-chemical related. So it was like a lot of braids, weaves, stuff like that. So I think that is kind of like what started it. Like it was like my time to like just transform.
So do you remember like what age that was when you realized that you can do hair and makeup?
Well, makeup was something that came late because I didn't even wear makeup. But hair, I felt like I've been doing hair since I was like maybe 8 or 9. I've always been a little hustler. So I used to braid all the little girls' hair in my church, like put the beads on it, like, you know, the simple little cornrows with the beads, like $25. Or I used to get in trouble at school because I would take, you know, the sporks. It was like the spoon fork.
Sporks, yeah.
I used to do zigzag braids and park that in the cafeteria. Yep, $5.
Very sanitary.
Exactly. That's why I got in trouble. I don't know. Like I've always wanted to have my own money too, so. It was always cool. Like, my cousins got allowance. Mama T didn't believe in allowance. She was like, I'm not paying you to clean my house.
Right.
You here to clean. Right. It's your job.
What else?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, they got allowance. And I'm like, all right, I need money. Like, I need money to go buy Doritos, too. So, that's when it really started.
Did you realize that you were going to make a career out of it? Or was it just like a hobby at that stage of your life?
I had no idea that hair would be my career. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I'm still a little shocked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie.
How is the support? And was the support from your family, like back then growing up and transitioning from being Tiarra in school to, okay, Tiarra, it's time for me to get a job and, you know, work? Did your family support you in those endeavors, or was it just so, you know, focus on your education, money will come later?
Yeah, so I was also really headstrong, and I think it's a sad trait. You know how we are. But my family, they knew that I was different, like that I was a little, like they knew there was something different about me and they celebrated it instead of like, you know, relax. Like I've always had like jobs, like I've always had multiple jobs and did hair on the side. So I was like that little girl getting money back then. But my grandmother always supported me. She got me my first like portfolio.
Oh, the book.
Yeah, but it actually was like a photo album. She's notorious for her photo albums. Yeah. Like she got every baby's photo album with their picture on it, so you know exactly. But yeah, she got, she was like, you need to keep pictures of your work. My grandma, I'll never forget, the first 3 pictures she got, and she gave me a disposable camera with my little cousin. I had did like some around the way girls with beads. She's like, document your work, you know, so you can show your clients. And like, I didn't realize she was sewing into my life then. Right. But my grandma always supported me. My mom, she just was like, this girl is going to do what she wants. Like,
and your mother did hair also, right?
She did. She did hair up until she had my little brother.
So growing up, did you watch her do hair or?
So yeah, my mom used to actually braid. Like she had stopped doing it full time because she just got like a regular job. But she would do like my cousins, my aunts, you know, people in the church and stuff like that. So I'd be like, all right, cool. And then when she would go to the hair salon, I would watch what they did with her, and I would try to come home and like figure it out myself. Yeah.
So in a sense, she kind of inspired you.
She definitely did. Yeah, she definitely inspired me. I didn't even think that I could do it. I was just like such a visual and I guess such a perfectionist that I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. Like even if I don't have the training, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah. So self-taught, basically.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward. You started YouTube. Mm-hmm. How did that start exactly? How did you become so involved?
So YouTube was like, what can I compare YouTube to? Do you remember like Skonex? Mm-hmm. So it was like a MySpace for high schoolers.
Okay, now I remember MySpace.
Right. So I wasn't heavy on MySpace, but I was heavy on Skonex. And basically it was like a network where instead of sharing pictures, you were sharing videos.
Okay.
But it wasn't like the YouTube that we know now.
Right.
It was like people literally just upload, like, I think it was like 4 minutes back then of anything. So I remember there was like this weed. I know you know about this weed, the 27 piece.
Yes.
So it was really popular, like in the early 2000s. So I'm like, I gotta figure this out. Like, how do you get
literally
it flat?
27 pieces of
Exactly. How do you? Yeah, I'm like, how do you do this? So there was a girl. Damn, I wish I knew her name. I can't remember her name. Anyway, I'll remember it later. But she was she had uploaded a video on YouTube about a 27 piece, and it wasn't pretty. She's like in her house with like a digital camera. Like it wasn't a tutorial. She was just like showing stuff to her hair. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh cool, let me sign up for YouTube. And I had signed up for YouTube with my Gmail. And again, this wasn't YouTube yet. It was just like this space. So I had it maybe I don't know, maybe 07. I was like just graduating high school. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll do the same thing. Like, I'll show people. I was like the only girl who had like fluffy hair back then. Like, everybody's hair used to be so heavy with products and like shiny.
And straight.
Right. Mine was like, I wanted like that Kim K hair. So like, I was the only one that had fluffy, bouncy weave. And people were like, how is your weave bouncing? I'm like, I'll show you, girl. I'm put the video up. Yeah. But it wasn't even like check on my YouTube page. It was just like, I'm going to send you the video.
Got it.
It was the only way I could like share a video with you that long, because the internet wasn't even the internet then.
Right.
So it's like you couldn't even send a 4-minute video. You remember how hard it was.
Right, and how long it took.
Yeah, it took like a day to upload and send. And then for you to download it on your own.
Exactly.
So anyway, fast forward to, I went to college and I wanted to be an AKA. And this one AKA named Danielle that I was shadowing, her YouTube page was like, Respect My Pearls. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be an AKA, so I'm going to name myself T's Black Pearls. Don't ask. Some poor name. Anyway.
Exactly. I was like.
But, in that moment, it was like, I am Tiarra T's Black Pearls.
Yeah.
My black, respect these pearls. And
it's funny you just talked about names, because I feel like, not to cut you off, but when it comes to branding, like the name is very important. It's like one of the most important.
I probably would not work with any of the brands that I work with if my name was T's Black Pearls. Right. All right.
What does that mean?
Let's just be clear.
Names are important.
Very. So, again, I was stuck with T's Black Pearls because YouTube still was growing. But at that point, YouTube started monetizing. One of my exes had actually bought me a nicer digital camera. And it was like, here, just film. And I'm like, oh, this is dope. I got a real camera now, a little setup. And I just started filming videos and started editing. And it just kept going from there. And once I got a check, I was just like, wait, this is serious. Like, I can go shopping with this money. Yeah. The first check was like $498.
$498.
And I died. Because I was like, what? How?
What did I do for this to monetize?
You guys didn't ask me for this check. Like, what's going on? But then I started getting like, hair companies were sending me free hair. So before I knew about the hair business, I'm thinking this company is sending me $2,000 worth of hair, But now that I know the hair business, they were really getting over on me. But I was just so excited. Imagine this like brown girl in the Bronx, scraping together pennies. You're getting paid. You're getting free stuff.
You were still living at home.
I was in school. No, I think I actually moved out then. Because I had moved out after my freshman year in college. Okay. Like I had came back. That's when we met.
So you went to Eastern Shore first,
yes,
and then
transferred
back to LA.
Yeah.
Okay. So Michelle Fan.
Yes.
She was your beauty idol, and is she how you really started doing makeup on YouTube?
Yes. So I was doing predominantly hair on YouTube, and I realized how the market was getting so oversaturated, and it was really small. It was almost like you had one opportunity, and now instead of 4 black bloggers, there were 18 or 20. So, the pay was getting small. People were doing stuff, just like any industry, people started doing stuff for free. So then it messes up your business. Right. So I'm like, okay, I have to figure this out. And I didn't wear makeup at all. Like, maybe like a BB cream. I was not a makeup girl. I just felt like girls that wore makeup had bad skin. So I was like, I have to show off this skin.
Right.
That was the culture back then. It was like this full face was like, oh God. Like,
she got on too much makeup.
Right. But, now it's acceptable.
There was no eyebrows shading.
Yeah, there was no contour.
Thin.
Your nose was your nose. Like, you could not shrink it down. So it was just like, I'm like, I have to learn how to do makeup. So I literally self-taught, learn how to do makeup on YouTube because I had to. Because I was like, okay, I want to be you know, in that league. I saw like the Michelle Pfans and the people, you know, of different demographics, like they were killing it because they were so versatile and their audience was broader. I was in this small hair world. So, you know, there weren't a lot of black makeup girls. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on in there. I'm gonna slide on in there. And as soon as I did it, my channel just took off.
So let's talk about that. So you are this girl grew up in the Bronx, self-taught hair and makeup, and YouTube was kind of sort of like an accident.
Right.
How does your success from YouTube make you feel? Is it still like a, oh my God moment, or have you kind of gotten so used to it? But initially, when you saw the numbers continuously increase, what was your reaction?
I just couldn't believe that people finally liked me. Like, it was kind of like that, it goes back to like that childhood, like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, this is, I guess now I could see the favor. Like, it had been like ingrained in my head and I didn't see it. Like, I didn't understand how the favor would help me. And it's like, the older I got and the more I saw the channel grow, it was like, wow, like, maybe it is a gift and not a curse. Maybe I should be grateful. Maybe I should be thankful. But I still have those oh my God moments, like to this very day. Because it's very discouraging too when, you know, the culture is being watered down now. Mm-hmm. People do YouTube for like shits and giggles. People do YouTube just to go viral now. Like they used to be like, it was like a culture, like a family. You know, like you watched your blogger because you grew up with her. Like some of these people I've been with me since I was 17. That's 10 years, you know. Now people come on for shock value or because of a celebrity affiliation and they're in the millions. And it's like people that have been on here for years, you know, still.
Like it's like a job to them.
Right. So I still have those aha moments. I'm grateful that I didn't grow too fast because I feel like that would have created a very negative space. Like I feel like you're too young to have that much. So I definitely feel for like the younger YouTubers who are pseudo famous. Like they're basically celebrities. You know what I mean? These are 18-year-olds with 4 million followers. I don't think that's healthy because with YouTube also comes a negative side, you know, but I'm grateful to be my age now. Now you can give me the numbers. I'm cool.
Give me all
now I can handle it. But I'm glad to not have been like 16 or 17 with that much.
So how has your life changed since your YouTube success?
I do believe that YouTube has given me like a lot of inner strength. I wouldn't have the self-love that I have for myself. I wouldn't have the appreciation for my peers. I wouldn't be so proud to be black. Like, you know, it's just seeing black beauty celebrated on YouTube now is just something that I wish we had YouTube Black then. Oh wait, I have something for you actually. From YouTube Black.
You have a gift?
Yes,
it's from YouTube Black?
Yes, there's there's a certain segment on YouTube called YouTube Black, and they celebrate black content creators, and this is Black History Month, so they got us pins made.
This is so cool. YouTube Black, it is lit. It is lit. To put this up on the city because it's going to take me so long. Thank you. That is so cute.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I love myself a lot more because I've been picked apart. Literally picked apart and glued back together.
Yeah. So we're actually going to talk about that later, the negativity that comes with success and being famous and being so public. But before we get there, name some of the brands that you were able to work with because of your success with YouTube.
So I've worked with like Dove, I've worked with Essence Magazine, I've worked with CoverGirl, Maybelline, Revlon, you know, any company you pretty much could think of, I've worked with them. My first big gig was with Hairfinity though. So just any and every company. Thank God.
So do brands reach out to you directly or do they reach out to some type of management? How does that contact work?
So I'm actually signed to a company called Style Hall and they basically represent YouTube content creators. And so a lot of my bigger gigs have come through Style Hall. And for the most part, like, you know, like I'll have companies like NARS or like Makeup Forever. I've had like a lot of companies like that contact me directly via email.
So you mentioned earlier that the number of black beauty bloggers were growing. How do you keep yourself relevant knowing that the numbers are continuously on the rise?
That's something I was just talking about with another one of my homegirls who's actually, she's Indian. So, you know, she still considers herself a person of color, but it's the same thing within her community. Basically, I feel like I don't really worry about staying relevant. Because I feel like what's for me is for me. I feel like when you get in that game, you get in that mindset, you get so overwhelmed by numbers and stats and analytics that you're not putting out good content. You're just putting out stuff for shock value or you're just going with the flow. I feel like what people want now is individuality. Like there's a million Instagram baddies turned YouTubers. There's a million Instagram fashionistas turned, like there's so many people like who are trying to monetize now. And it's all the same. So it's like, stay true to you. Like, I don't really try to stay relevant. I just try to continue growing and being the same person you subscribe to.
So with that, do you feel like you have to reinvent yourself after a certain amount of time to stay current and to stay relevant with the new trends and things like that?
I mean, naturally you do, as you grow, like even outside of YouTube, as you age and you get more confident, like, you know, let's say you were into a certain style of dressing. The older you get, the more confident you get. You might not have been comfortable to wear. I probably would have never went out braless, you know, but now I'm comfortable enough to do that. So naturally, as you age and you get more confident in yourself, you're going to grow too. Like, and you're just going to be trendy too, like, because that's just natural. But I don't really like try to do YouTube trends or anything like that, unless it's requested and like heavily requested. What's really trendy now is like things you should leave in the last year. So like I did one of those videos, but I would never have done anything like that. But it was really fun. So, you know, sometimes, but
not that often.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward a little bit to present day. You started out doing hair in your apartment, and now you have 2 salons.
Yeah. I have the Crown Collection, which is basically where I sell my extensions out of, and then I have the Beauty Bar, which is right next door where we do the services. Beauty Bar is just like a 2017 term for salon. Right.
but you also have Behind the Crown.
Yes, Behind the Crown. We haven't done it in about a year, but we just travel and we talk to like, you know, people that want to know about how to start their own business and what inspired me, and you know, kind of go behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. So earlier we briefly touched on your mother inspiring you when it comes to hair, but she's also an integral part of your business.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
So Mama T, you guys know Mama T. She basically manages the Beauty Bar and the orders. You know, she's on top of everything. She answers all the emails. So if you guys ever email or call, you're talking to my mama. It's not just like some stranger danger, but she's very knowledgeable about the product. She knows everything, like from top to bottom about the business, which is such a blessing. And I get to see my mama all the time. You know, most people don't get to see their moms often. So
when you're that busy.
Like when you have like a corporate job, it's like you might see her on holidays or, you know, so I get to see her about 4 days a week. You know, at first it was overwhelming because, you know, it's like, oh my God, you're working with your mom. So it was finding balance about like respecting her as your mom and then finding respect in the workplace. But now I think we have a system, and she understands like how I operate, and I understand how she operates. So it's pretty harmonious right now. So
tell us about your schedule. So you have to balance 2 salons and also YouTube.
I don't think I have that. That's the one thing I'm working on.
Well, you have to try to balance 2 salons on top of constantly posting on YouTube.
Yeah, it's really tough. I think the thing that people don't realize is when you work for yourself, you're never off. So, like, you know, I technically am at the salon 4 days a week. Typical, like, 8-hour shift, I guess you can say. Then I gotta try to find time to work out so I don't gain a bunch of weight.
Yes.
Because then how I'm gonna blog, you know?
Somebody's made it in the winter.
So I gotta find time to work out. Then I gotta find time to, you know, have friendships and maintain and cultivate what I already have, or make new friends. Then I have to go to events. Then I have to film videos. Then I have to edit these videos. I have to catch the sunlight because it looks best when you film in natural light. Right. You know, it's just there's so much. Like, I'm literally just nonstop, like, working. Even when I'm like going to the supermarket, I'm technically working. If I'm vlogging, if I'm going to the beauty supply store, I'm technically working. You know, because I'm like, hey guys, like, you know, so it's like you're never off. But I guess it's so normal for me. I am sleepy these days. That's that almost 30 But it is kind of normal for me. But I am getting tired.
Do you still enjoy it? Is it still fun for you?
I think it's fun again. I took some time off because I felt like it was becoming this mean girl place. Like, it was like just a bunch of mean girls, and, you know, brands really weren't checking for brown girls. I mean, we weren't getting the lowest, you know, pay. We weren't getting the national campaigns, you know, and I was like, I'm not going to bust my chops for you. Because, you know, when you do the math, like, even if you get paid a certain amount for a video, if you're spending 8 hours on something and you're getting paid this, if you break it down, it's really not worth your time, you know? So, and then you have to buy equipment, and you're buying $1,000 camera and you're lighting, and then you got to buy an outfit, you know, and makeup. So it costs. Yeah, it costs to make money, you know? It's just like any other business. And taking that break and really figuring out I don't do videos anymore for other people. It's like, what do I want to see? What do I like? You know, like, I'm very simple. Like, I do like the same looks over and over, but that's what I like, you know? And that's what my viewers like. But I just keep it simple and I stay true to who I am. And now that I'm back and I feel like I have this new self-love. The things that made me not want to do it before, I want to do it even more now.
So you mentioned YouTube wasn't checking for brown girls. What do you think changed?
I think brown girls found their voices and they were like, you don't make products for us. What? You know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget one campaign. They sent me a product that was like 3 shades lighter than me. And I'm like, you want me to use this? They're like, yeah, just take a picture with it. So basically, I'm lying to my audience by saying I use this. No, take your money back. Like, no thanks. Because I'm not going to lie.
It's like integrity. You still have to have
that's another thing that's really important with YouTube, brand integrity. You can't, all money is not good money. Mm-hmm. And, you can pass this up, it'll come back to you. And I think that we found our voice. We stopped buying these products. We started buying from our own people. Or, I think brands just realized, okay, there's a huge market. These people are asking us to fix it. And they listened.
So let's talk about your numbers for a second. So on YouTube, you have over 545,000 subscribers. You have over 44 million views. And on your Instagram, on your personal account, you have 350,000 followers. And on your business account, you have 106,000 followers. How does that feel? Like, do you still look at the numbers and say, oh my God, I'm constantly growing? Or is it just like, that you're growing and you don't really look at them that often?
I do look at the numbers, but I don't try to drive myself crazy about it. I guess because I'm an overachiever, I still feel like I have a lot more work to do. Mm-hmm. So I guess that keeps me like really humble and like just overall grateful and thankful because all 44 million people didn't have to watch, But I do feel like I have a lot more work to do. So I think that's what keeps me like hungry. I look at the numbers in a different way. Got it.
What are some of the misconceptions you think people have about being a beauty blogger and an entrepreneur?
That we have no brains. As a YouTuber, they just think we just sit at home and play with lipstick. I'm like, dude, I had to learn how to use a 70D camera. I had to learn how to edit using a professional software. You have to learn how to handle your business. This is not just here's $500. No one's handing you cash. This is a business. You have to incorporate yourself. You have to pay taxes. This is a real business. Right. So they aren't airheads. These girls are smart. A lot of them are educated. And if not educated in the traditional sense, they're still educated. So I think that's one of the common misconceptions. Another one is that we're really mean. Now, some are mean. Some.
Everyone has a personality.
Yeah, some people aren't, some people just are behind the camera types, which is cool, to each his own. But I think it's important that people have open minds when they meet people. Because, somebody can have a bad day,
Right. We're all human at the end.
Yeah, but that's probably the main misconception. And I guess about our time, too, like that we just don't do anything all day. Like, we just sit at home. But it's like, no, we're working, constantly. And the same goes for, being an entrepreneur. Like, I'm constantly working. It's constantly a stress. Like, is the business okay? Like, someone just spray painted my gate the other day and I had a legit heart attack. It's like things that you can't put, you have a gate on your business, but you can't tell someone, no, don't spray paint my...
And you don't expect for someone to come and vandalize.
And neon orange, mind you. Yeah. So it's just you never know what to expect. You never know what to expect.
So what have you learned from being an entrepreneur?
So much. I mean, I definitely learned how to handle my money. I definitely learned what not to do with my money. I learned that you have to really, really have a schedule. I'm still working on that. But it's something I was causing myself so much stress by not being organized. Because I'm such a free spirit and I can't be, oh my God, I can't write stuff, but no, you have to stay organized. That'll help alleviate a lot of stress. So that's the one thing I'm implementing a lot right now that I wish I had done years ago.
You talked about the negativity that came in the beginning of, you starting YouTube. Do you still deal with that negativity, and how did you deal with it when it came your way?
I guess now I don't look for it. So there's it's gossip blogs for YouTubers, and I was young, so naturally I would Google myself and look on these threads, and it'd be pages and pages of people just bashing the hell out of me. And in my head, I'm like, why do they hate me? They don't even know me. Like, but then I think about, like, I mean, I don't see myself as a celebrity, but I think about people like my fave, Beyonce. People talk crap. This girl could literally walk outside in a V-neck, and people are gonna talk shit about her. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure she doesn't Google that, which is why she's probably happier. But you know, like, I'm like, what would Beyonce do? Beyonce would not Google herself.
What was it? WWBD.
Exactly. But so I don't look for that stuff now. You know, I'm pretty sure there's new stuff every day.
So what would you say to that girl or boy who wants to get involved in the beauty industry or hair industry?
As a blogger or just like a stylist?
Period. Either or.
As a stylist, I would say perfect your craft and be the best at it. Document your work. Make sure they're very clean pictures. I would definitely say, you know, branding. Branding is key when you're a stylist. Like, you want to have really clean pictures, a really clean account. Make sure your captions aren't bad and bougie. I got 4 bundles and I'm pretty. Like, you know, like, you want it to be very clean, very professional. Master your craft. Be the best that you can be. Like, and that's so corny, but literally, like, you have to, like, I'm always learning. I've been doing hair forever, and I learn every day. Even with my clients, I learn new techniques, you know? So that would be my advice to stylists. If you wanted to get into YouTubing and like vlogging and just being an overall blogger, I would just say do massive research. Like, now it's not like before when you can just come out with like low quality and people still watch you. Like, you have to have like the best camera. You have, even if it's not like a 70D, but you want to make sure that you're clear. You want to make sure that your lighting is even. Natural light is your best friend. Learn how to edit pictures and video. Like, you know, fun, witty captions. Like, it's basically like a full production now.
Right.
So that's the one thing I think that people don't, like, it's a full production and it's a big investment, but it'll pay off.
So who inspires you?
Who inspires me? You know, the most random people inspire us. I was watching the New Edition movie and I was so inspired by that. Like, it's little random things that inspire me to like just keep going. Like, watching them really work for free for all those years, I'm like, yeah, that was me. Like, you know, but I don't know, I kind of get inspiration from like any and everything.
So if you had to give it all up, would you?
If I had to give it all up, for what though? Are we giving it up for something else?
It's funny because I was having this conversation the other day about normalcy and how the definition for the word is relative.
It is.
So if you wanted to live a normal life, whatever is normal to you, or if you were ever in a position where you were with a partner and he didn't feel comfortable with, you know, whatever the circumstances may be, but you was given like an ultimatum and say, okay, you need to give this up. Would you give it up for normalcy, whatever your normal may be?
I would give it up for career advancement. Like, if I were to get picked up for like E or something as a beauty correspondent, and like, you can no longer, you know, have an audience on this platform because it's gonna interfere with outdo it. You know, I'd be like, okay, cool. How long is this contract though? You know, but normalcy, I think this is normal for me. Like, I really can't imagine my life any other way. If I were offered like a corporate position, I feel like I would still be a blogger on the side. I don't know what normal. I think that was really good. It is relative.
Yeah.
If my partner gave me an ultimatum, you just couldn't be my partner. I mean, I definitely would be open to like a partner saying, you know, I don't want this to be shown. I don't want my child on YouTube. Like, things like that. Like, of course, like, you know, I have to take those. Those are valid, you know, concerns. But if you were like to be like, I just don't want you to do this anymore. Like, no.
So how do you maintain success in relationships? And not relationships as far as like partner, but just relationships in general. Platonic, family.
Friends. I think like the people that I have in my life are just good people and supportive. Like, even partner, family, friend. The way that we love each other and support each other, like, success is relative too, right?
Yes.
So it's like, you know, one of my best friends is graduating from dentistry school. She's literally been in school this entire time. Like, we've all been out, but she's still in. To me, it's like she's successful because she's finished. Like, she's stuck with the program. But, you know, like, she may look at me like I'm successful because I didn't take the standard road or traditional, right. You know. So I think it's relative, and I think we celebrate each other regardless, and we respect no matter where you are or what you make, or, you know, like, I feel like everyone's happy isn't the same, and everyone's vision of like success isn't the same. So it's like I celebrate her, she celebrates me. Or like, you know, my mom is like newly single and she's gonna be 50 and she's getting healthy, you know, and eating healthy and working out. I celebrate that. Like that's success to me because now you're extending your life.
Right.
You know, you're putting the fried chicken and the Pepsi down.
Yes.
I'm very happy. Like, you know, so I think success is like you just celebrate everyone's success, and I think that's what keeps the relationships afloat.
You've done a lot throughout the genesis of you starting on YouTube. What is your ultimate career goal?
I guess my ultimate career goal, I have like a few. One, I'd love to be some sort of like beauty correspondent for like the Today Show or like the Wendy Show or something like that. And I'd love to have some sort of corporate job in like marketing and advertising because that is what I went to school for at LIM. I didn't graduate, guys, but obviously worked. But I would love to have some sort of corporate position where like I'm consulting and like, you know, helping companies with their marketing and branding because that's essentially what we do. They just call us bloggers.
Right.
But we definitely, yeah. So I love to do that and I guess expand my business so that I can start new businesses. Because I just want to put my hand in so many different parts.
So what is one thing that people don't know about you that they would be surprised to know?
What is one thing that people don't know about me? I guess that I'm really, really goofy. Like I'm kind of like a little off. I guess.
A little challenge.
A little challenge. I'm always like breaking into accents. Like I'm a goofball. Like I like to have fun. Like when I'm with my people, it's like it's just a good time. I'm just goofy and silly. I don't really take myself that seriously.
For the people that are watching this interview, what do you want them to get from it?
I mean, I guess I want them to see that like I'm a real person. Like the only thing that separates me from them is the internet and the computer or phone screen or tablet, whatever you watch it on. Thank you anyway. And just that, you know, we're just real. Like I'm a real person. I have real feelings and I produce content because I love it and I love the connections that I make. I've made some friends because of it, you know, like one of my then subscribers is like one of my best friends now. So I don't know. I just want people to know that I'm a real person.
What philosophy do you live by?
What's for me is for me and that I'll never lose. Like I don't have a negative outlook ever. Like even when things are rough and tough, I know that it's temporary. And I don't know if that's like growing up in church, but like I know that it's not going to last forever. So I don't allow that negativity to kind of like mold my day or my week or my life. Like I'm just like, oh, okay. I can't pay rent this month. Cool. Yeah. I'll pay it next month. Like, you know, like I don't know. I don't wallow in negativity. With the punches now. Yeah.
And last question. Who is Tiarra Monet?
Oh, God. Who is Tiarra Monet? I don't think she knows who Tiarra. Who is Tiarra Monet? I don't know. I think I'm still discovering. Like I know she is someone that is loving and caring. Is it weird to speak about yourself in third person? All right. I'm a little off anyway, so I guess it's cool. She's caring, she's loving, she's kind. Can be a little naive at times, and I guess she can be an oversharer at times. But I think she has a good heart, and she means well. And I think she's learning.
Every day.
As she goes. That was hard.
But
Jesus.
That's good. That's good.
Lord,
Makes you think a little bit.
I'm gonna go home and think more about that question.
Who is Tiarra?
I'm gonna send you a little blurb later.
Well, thank you again for coming on Always Pinkies Up and sharing your story, and to all the viewers watching.
Thank you guys for watching.
Before we leave, I have a quote from you guys from Marcus Garvey staying on the topic of beauty. Okay. And it says, "The black skin is not a badge, but rather a glorious symbol of national greatness."
Yes, love it.
Thank you guys again for watching. My name is Sean, and have a great day.
Bye.